major complaint of Nigerians is the fact that the world has turned to a global village, and that several Nigerians conduct their business using Twitter. Looking at the economic situation of Nigeria too, we are not doing too finely like advanced country. We wish to move more. What will you say? What is going to be your view? Because this business has been affected. From the information available, Twitter is already making overture to the federal government. What are you doing about it, considering the effect it's already having on some businesses? If the first briefing of the Honorable Minister has been so detailed like this, I doubt if we will have 5% of the kind of noise we had.
But the pressure that people have, especially my constituency, who send me here because I speak their mind, is that the problem we have with Twitter is that the Twitter took down a statement that was made by the president. Just like how they took down a statement that was made by Donald Trump of America. A lot of Nigerians feed their family through usage of Twitter. We are aware that there is serious unemployment in the country right now. And Twitter is a major handle with which people can sell their things. On behalf of my constituent who sent me here, I want to appeal to the Honorable Minister that we should go into a negotiation with Twitter to see how this issue can be amicably resolved so that business of Nigeria are not affected.
And if I can recall, that court order was given some months or years back, and Twitter was still on. Why is it that it was because they pulled down the comment of Mr. President that you now came up with this hammer?
What effort have you put in place in regulating those agencies in order to enable the unemployed youth in Nigeria to gain jobs through those agencies? Because if certain things are put in place, you would have a checkmate on all these social medias than when these things get out of hand. What is the NBC doing in the law? Empower them and the NCC to checkmate all these agencies. If those laws are being implemented before they will exist, they would have known what to do. For example, in China, before you get into China, your phone, even social media, is being regulated. And such a thing is not in Nigeria. And we have all those agencies that are capable to regulate it. What effort do you put in place? Because if those efforts are in place, all these things we are saying wouldn't have happened.
My constituents are as unhappy as others in this country, and they have asked me to plead on their behalf with the federal government through you to look at these issues in a reasonable time so that we can resolve it and look at options that could make people function effectively. We have to consider the economic dethronement of the mass of Nigerian youths who live and survive trading on Twitter, doing so many other things. Honorable Minister, I remember you were a very good user of Twitter when you were the spokesman of the party. And so many others have been on it. Nigeria has been a benefit of Twitter. The president has been, all of us have been.
I just wonder if in the consideration of that ban, you took into cognizance the coincidence of Mr. President's tweet and Twitter's action and the impression it created on the minds of millions of Nigerians and indeed the entire world. You had been proactive, with all due respect. You wouldn't allow all these infractions to go on unchecked until the president's tweet was taken down. I think, with all due respect, that was some form of disservice to us because it did put us in peril. We are at the mercy of people who handle social media irresponsibly. And all it took, for you to wake up to that realization was for Twitter to bring down Mr. President's speech.
The media is at war. We can see what's happening on social media. I've worked in NCC, this is my former boss, for 10 years. I know what his department, the cybercrime, are doing. We should please please regulate the media. If that tweet was not brought down, the dirty things that will happen in Nigeria will be less than what we are seeing now. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Nigeria first. Nigeria first. Sometimes when I'm reading tweets, I'm disappointed with the youths. We are the future of Nigeria. Look, I went to a unity school, Federal Government College Kwali. When people from Southeast are coming, we line up shouting. They are coming with their buses. But that thing is missing. Why? Why are we bringing issues, trying to cause confusion where there is no confusion? It's just interest.
If the executive believe that Twitter operation create national security threats to Nigeria, have you had a dialogue with this organization?
Why ban Twitter when all that was said against Twitter use every social media affects the nation?
If these conditions are met, will the reversal be turned? Also, are these the only conditions that need to be met for it to be reversed, or are there other conditions, for instance, local content?
Why have we been overlooking all these infractions before now? I want to key in totally that we need to regulate the social media. There is nowhere in the world that everyone leaves the space freely for any comers to come and operate. That does not mean you are gagging the media or the press. If we have all these laws and they have not been modified or changed till today, let whoever want to change it come to the National Assembly. Let's have amendment to that. Why was Twitter singled out of several media platforms that we have in the country?
We did not ban Twitter. We simply suspended indefinitely the activities of Twitter. Have we taken into consideration Nigerians doing business on Twitter? And the answer is yes. It's because there's a country called Nigeria that people can do business on any platform. We did not. There are other platforms, Facebook, Google Hangout, WhatsApp, for people to use. But in a matter of national security, individual interests will lag behind. The Twitter, the suspension is indefinite, it's not banned, and we said the doors are not closed. We are willing to speak to Twitter. Twitter has written a letter seeking for government dialogue, and just today I did issue a statement in which I announced the government team that is ready to meet Twitter. There is absolutely no intention on the part of government to stifle free speech or the media, because as you will see, while it is true that section 39, of the Constitution, sections 37, 38, 39, 40, and 41 of this Constitution actually provides for freedom of speech, but it's actually qualified. But it's actually qualified by section 45 of the same Constitution, which is to the effect that nothing in sections 37, 38, 39, 40, and 41 of the Constitution shall invalidate any law that is reasonably justifiable in a democratic society. A, in the interest of defense, public safety, public order, public morality, public health, or the purpose of protecting the rights and freedom of other people. The only reason why we suspended the operation of Twitter is because it was promoting disunity in Nigeria and it became a national security risk. During the unfortunate NSAS protest, the same Twitter played a very unsavory role by making available its platform to retweet, not just retweet the messages of the NSAS protesters, but raising funds for the NSAS protesters before it was hijacked by hoodlums. And Nigerians have forgotten that this particular NSAS protest led to the death of 57 civilians, 37 policemen, 6 soldiers. We had about 243 public properties destroyed, 200 brand new buses belonging to Lagos State government for the people of Lagos State were razed to the ground, 83 warehouses were vandalized, and yet Jack Dorsey crowdfunded the activities of NSAS. That's why we believe that Twitter's mission in Nigeria is suspect. Any person who knowingly, in any manner, directly or indirectly, solicits or renders support, A, for the commission of an act of terrorism, or B, to a terrorist group, commits an offense under this act. And honorable members, we all know that IPOP is proscribed by the High Court law in Nigeria, and yet it is the platform of choice through which IPOP directs its people to kill soldiers, to kill policemen, to burn correctional centers. And this is why we believe that Twitter's operation in Nigeria is inimical to our growth. So both in law, common law, and national security, we had to suspend the operations. And even the position of the Companies Allied Matters Act is also supports our suspension of Twitter operation in Nigeria. Because the primary law governing the businesses in Nigeria is the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. As it regards, and that regard, they say that as it regards the operation of a foreign company in Nigeria, the law provides that a foreign company which fails to take necessary steps to obtain incorporation as a separate entity in Nigeria for that purpose, but until so incorporated, the foreign company shall not carry on business in Nigeria or exercise any powers of a registered company. That's the section 78(1) of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020.